Hi guys, this is Sunita. Welcome to your class English Grammar Part of Speech Part 4. So let us start. So today we are going to start our topic verbs. Verb is very important part of speech. This is the fourth number of part of speech, and without this verb no sentence can be formed. See some examples here. Stay here. Here stay is a verb. Without stay, with if you are talking about a one word sentence, the smallest sentence of English grammar, in fact you will see that particular word of that sentence will be a verb. So without verb a sentence cannot be formed. Here in second sentence, see children are playing. So playing is our verb and are is our auxiliary verb. We'll differentiate both the main verbs. He has been living in this house since last 3 years. So has been living. This is a verb. Ram has a pen, and here has is also a verb. Here has is a linking verb, has been is an auxiliary verb, and living is here main verb or principal verb. So what will be the definition of verb? A word in a word or a group of words that is used to indicate that something happens or exists. Here this is the example that something exists, and these are the example that something is happening. So next is forms of verbs. Total we have 5 forms of verbs. Our first form, root form, do or bring. This is called verb first form or root form, or present form also can be called. Second is past form, like did, brought, do, did, bring, brought. So this is verb second. Third form of verb is past participle. This is third form, like do, did, done. This is third form. Bring, brought, brought. This is third form. Our fourth form of verb is present past participle, like do, did, done, doing, bring, brought, brought, bringing. So fifth form of verb is s or es form. It means do, did, done, doing, does, bring, brought, bringing, and brings. So there are total 5 forms of verbs. Our next turn comes, how many kinds of verbs are here? So see, we are making it very clear. Verb, first of all we are categorizing here principal verb and auxiliary verb. Then I categorize this principal verb into regular form of verb and irregular form of verb. Then again I am categorizing verb into transitive verb and intransitive verb, and then finite verb and non-finite verb. So can you see the flow chart how verb can be classified? So let us see principal verb. What is a principal verb? Principal verb refers to the important verb in the sentence. Without this verb, a sentence cannot be formed, which shows the action or state. But on the other hand, an auxiliary verb is used with a main verb to show tense or to form a question. Like examples are here, Rohan will be finishing his work by 6 p.m. Here finishing is our main verb. Without this form of verb the sentence is incomplete. You cannot form a sentence. Okay, but here will be is our auxiliary verb. This is only to show the tense. Which tense? See, auxiliary verb exactly tells us exactly which tense is going on, in which tense we are talking. So auxiliary verbs are very important in regarding telling tenses, and main verbs are the main part of a sentence. Next sentence is, she has written her lesson. So has is our auxiliary verb and written is our main verb. So next is, we are talking about, see the some forms of verbs have been given here. Pull, pulled, pulled. Ask, asked, asked. ed form and ed form. This is one pattern. Break, broke, broken, and this is another pattern in third form en. So these are the regular patterns. So these are regular forms of verbs. A regular verb follows one of the typical patterns of the language to which it belongs, while see the other two forms of verbs, cut, 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 it does not follow any pattern. Shoot, shot, shot. So these two are the examples of irregular forms of verbs. I hope this is very clear to you children. An irregular verb does not follow the usual rules of verb forms. Next is, we are talking about transitive verb here. The mother is cooking food. What the mother is cooking? The mother is cooking food. My brother washes his clothes. What my brother washes? My brother is washes his clothes. Rima likes reading books. What does she like? Rima like? Rima likes reading books. So transitive verb is a verb that accepts one or more object. If you just see part of speech of every word, the mother as a subject is your auxiliary verb, and cooking your main verb, and food is our object. So this form of verb has its own object. Next is, my brother is subject here, washes your main verb, and his clothes again object. Rima here subject, likes main verb, and reading is a participle, and books here our object. We'll talk about participle in non-finites while we cover the topic non-finites. Here this is participle. So transitive verb is a verb that accepts one or two more object. A verb can have one or more objects. Intransitive verb, see the examples given here. The birds are flying. You cannot ask a question what the birds are flying, something like that. No question can be formed. The child is sleeping. You can ask where the child is sleeping, but you can't ask what the child is sleeping or who the child is sleeping. This question will be wrong. And the baby is crying. So intransitive verbs are often identified as those cannot be followed by what, sorry, here it is what or who. Here we cannot form a question related what or who. So these are intransitive verb. While the verb does not have any object, that verb will be called an intransitive verb. Next is finite verb and non-finite verb. He is swimming. They have gone to school. I go to school. See here, they have gone. With have, third form of verb has been used. With I, verb first has been used. Well, let me tell you, a finite verb gets an impact of tense and subject. Here see, verb 3 has been used because here auxiliary verb have has been used. Verb first has been used because here we don't have any helping verb, we don't have any auxiliary verb. This is a simple present tense and our subject is I. That's why here verb first has been used. So here our form of verb is getting an impact of a subject and a tense. If the subject is getting changed, then automatically the form of verb will be changed. So such kind of verbs will be called finite verbs. Let me talk about non-finite verb. I know how to do any work. See here, know is a finite verb, but to do is infinitive. You can say I know how to do work, he knows how to do work, they know how to do work, they knew how to do work. Whatever you can say, the form of this form of verb will be changed, but to do will remain same. There will be no change of tense or subject. Swimming is a good exercise. Here swimming is a gerund. See, it is a to infinitive and here it is working as a noun. So this is a gerund. Gerunds are the non-finite verbs which work as a noun. So swimming, this is also a non-finite verb. There is no impact of tense and there is no impact of subject on it. He climbed down from a running bus. Climbed, here climbed is a finite verb. If you will change the subject or if you will change the tense, the form of verb will be changed according to it. But if I talk about running bus, this is an adjective. This is an adjective here, and this is a participle, present participle. Here it is. So it will get no impact of any subject or any tense. So a non-finite verb does not get an impact of tense and subject. So it's that's all for today, guys, and we'll meet in the next video. Till then, thank you and bye.